If you enjoy this podcast, then be sure to check out Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, where you can get your daily dose of farm wisdom. Tune in every day to learn the latest tips, tricks, and stories from the world of farming. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just getting started, our podcast has something for everyone. Join us as we explore topics like farm business, crop planning, soil management, and tools and technology. Start your day off right with Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe today. I know a lot of the work that you've done involves the encroachment of woody species into grasslands. Before we dig into that, is nature's plan for grasslands to evolve into forest? I think people think succession and think, okay, grassland comes before forest and it goes there, and it's just the grasslands build up enough soil, eventually woody things come in. Or are there just some grasslands that are always meant to be grasslands?
Oh, wow. What a great question. I think a lot of the succession stuff, which is, it's not really, since Clements in the 30s, we always thought that, okay, the grassland goes to a shrubland, the shrubland grows to a forest. If you wait around long enough, it'll happen. I don't believe that. It's obvious that there's a whole bunch of communities that are fairly stable. Okay, they're moving, but they're pretty stable. They're always staying a grassland, always staying a forest, whatever. And you have all these perturbations. So you have fire and then high rainfall years, and the boundaries change. There's some incursions and there's a fire and the boundary reestablishes. So I think that there are these fairly stable systems. The issue with encroachment is that the system's out of whack. There's high levels of CO2 in the atmosphere, and you would have to have been on another planet over the last 20 years to not understand about the CO2 levels in the atmosphere. So on a planet with high concentrations of CO2, shrubs have a competitive advantage over grasses. This is not really my field, but I know that the photosynthetic pathways of shrubs are really advantaged by high levels of CO2. Sorry, not shrubs, woody plants. As CO2 increases, then it's much easier for shrubs to increase, to develop, and it's much more difficult for grasses in general, some types of grasses. So we have this CO2 in the atmosphere, but that's not the only driver. We have these other drivers. We're looking at a legacy of overgrazing, maybe 100, 200, 300 years ago. Think about the Jornada in New Mexico, where livestock would move from south to north hundreds of years ago, eating out all those beautiful grasslands and disturbing the soil. Now it's a shrubland, and it's pretty much locked into being a shrubland. So you've got the legacy of overgrazing. You've got increasing CO2. You've got a reduction in fire. Humans are paranoid about fire. Most of us, except traditional peoples that use fire. But most European-based peoples want to control fire. So those natural fire cycles that would have gone through and re-established grasslands, burnt the shrubs, kept that boundary clean, they've now been disrupted. And to add on to all of that, we've got rid of top-down predators, the wolf in the US, the dingo in Australia, other predators in South Africa. And there's emerging evidence that these predators are really important for providing an indirect suppression of shrublands by protecting small rodents that forage for seeds. So this is a little bit out of my area of expertise, but I have been involved with some folks that have shown that when you remove top predators, you disadvantage those small rodents that eat the seeds of shrubs. And shrubs, then there are more seeds, there's more germination, there's more regeneration of shrubs. So with more CO2, less top-down predation of some top predators, changing rainfall and overgrazing, we've set up this scenario that shrubs are likely to increase. And I think actually that's probably not a bad thing, because shrubs sequester CO2. So it's a way that Earth is fighting back. That's the way I tend to look at it. They're pumping out more biomass, they're sucking up more CO2, and maybe they're going to contribute to reducing CO2 levels eventually in the atmosphere. Anyway.
This is a bit of a philosophical question playing off that. I think when people think of things going away, they associate that's bad. Grasslands going away, that's bad. Shrubs come in, hey, there's more CO2, they're using CO2, they're sequestering that carbon, getting it out of the atmosphere, that's a positive. Is there a reason we'd want those grasslands to go back into grasslands from shrublands?
Absolutely. And I think this is where we really have to think about where those prime grasslands that we don't want to convert to shrublands, and many people are doing this already. We have a whole suite of shrubland obligate species, birds, reptiles, carnivores, mammals, whatever. And if we lose our grasslands, not only do we lose all of these species, but we lose the productive potential that these grasslands bring for pastoralism.
Hey there! Tired of spending forever seeding nursery trays by hand? Meet the Quick Click Drop Seeder. It makes seeding trays super fast. Just a click and you're done. You can seed multiple trays in no time, making your nursery work way easier. Plus, it works with paper pot trays, microgreens, and any other tray that you have. Say goodbye to tedious seeding and hello to more time on the farm. Join hundreds of other farmers and try the Quick Click Seeder today. Available at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below.